Hello everybody, welcome. We're going to go ahead and start getting ourselves into a really cool best of 5 that I just found. I've got a best of 5 between Alternate Attacks Cloud. Very strong Terran players, me, the blue Terran in the top left, going against none other than WhiteRa. Everybody's good old favorite WhiteRa. He is the red Protoss in the bottom right, part of Thermaltake, which is actually a really cool big pickup for Thermaltake. They actually don't have that many people on their team. It's WhiteRa and one other guy, and it's kind of an interesting thing, an interesting move from WhiteRa to actually go to them, but that happened a while ago, so it's not exactly recent news. It's just something that I looked up just now and saw. I was like, wait a second, there's no real team. Like, there's no chance these guys will go to GSTL or anything. They're basically on the backs of WhiteRa, which is fine. TT Esports is a very, very strong thing to have. They've got a few other teams. I know Lag TT, the latest and greatest gaming team. I think they're actually sponsored by TT Esports as well. I remember seeing a picture of Bloodthirsty on his Facebook of him saying like, "Oh, here's all my new keyboards, equipment stuff that TT gave me because they're a sponsor of my team." And I was like, "Oh, cool. Now I get why that TT is in there." I think it used to be Latin Gaming or something, but that still is a nice, fun little thing to check out. But Cloud is on Alternate Attacks, which is a or just plain alternate. I don't really know which ones they go for, but still, they've got a lot of great players. I mean, just think about Dark Force. Remember, I think the first NASL, Dark Force, they had some crazy series against Rain or some Korean Terran or something, and it just shows great play is capable from this team. And Cloud's definitely one of those players that's been around for a while, and really shows to really have a nice history behind him. So he knows pressure situations. The fact that he's playing against WhiteRa is not the biggest deal to him. The fact that it's in the best of 5 scenario is definitely a little bit of a worry, because WhiteRa is arguably, not even arguably, he just is one of those most experienced, refined, and just hardened StarCraft players in the history of the world. Like, not just Korea, but in the entire world. I mean, with his Brood War career and everything, he's one of those players that everybody knows the name of. Everybody knows special tactics. Everybody knows his accent, and everybody just loves WhiteRa for it. And you should even remember the Day 9 Daily where WhiteRa was just where it was actually had his name changed to Duckload Ra, and Day 9 just started flipping out because he started laughing when he saw that that was what WhiteRa's name was. It's just a fun thing to say. But now I do have the command center being thrown down, so Cloud is going for a gasless expansion, which is a very standard build. And see WhiteRa over here has actually stopped mining from his his gas guys are there. Looks like he's actually going for one gate expand, really quick one gate expand, a variant that doesn't usually happen, but we see Cloud just blocking it right off the bat with this engineering bay, which is a very, very annoying thing to do. You can see WhiteRa's money is climbing up over 400 in a second, but you can see he's adapted to that by getting out his Stalker, which he wanted to actually get. Oh, he's also sending another probe over here. It's actually going to expand up to the top. But he wanted to get down the Expo before getting out a single unit from his gateway, which is a very greedy way to get the expansion, but it's much quicker than just doing a traditional Zealot Stalker Nexus or Zealot Stalker Stalker Nexus, depending on which variant of the 1 gate expand you want to do, or even if you do the MC variation of the expand. But it looks like Cloud's going to go ahead and pop forward and actually scout this Nexus. His Nexus is definitely going to be scouted. SCV is heading straight up over there. But you can see Cloud, his vision, has seen no new gateways being thrown down, which is why he's going to other bases to look for that Nexus, because that's what he can assume. He knows that it's not down here because of the fact that his engineering bay was blocking it for so very long. So now Cloud, we can see that his expansion is now making its way up. The bunker is in the front to make sure he can defend. And the third command center, oh, this is a very, very eco-heavy play. Look at this. He has 3 command centers going down, and there's a single barracks on the field making Marines individually. You can see another supply depot is being thrown to the front, and notice the placement of it. He's not putting it down to the side here or here. He's actually putting it directly next to the bunker in order to make sure that Zealots can't get that very nasty surround on this. The Zealots can't get this little bit that the supply depot was covering to get straight onto the bunker. They have to now go around this way, and be very, very annoying that way. Their efficiency is greatly diminished, and we see another supply depot for the exact same purpose. One, Marine actually tries to get a little bit overzealous, and then that's not going to be happening right now. Cloud needs to keep those units alive. But note that WhiteRa's expansion now is very, very vulnerable. It's all the way here in the top right, and consequently WhiteRa is being forced to have his stalkers in the front, make sure that no moving out can actually happen. He knows with this expansion that odds are tech is not going to be very quick. You can see that he's right in the tech not being very quick, but he's definitely not realizing how slow it's going to be because of this third command center. That's a great boon to Cloud's economy. The fact that WhiteRa is actually going for a third Nexus. Wow, this is actually really, really funny. I don't know if he's making this as a proper read or just wants to utilize the expansion that he has defended, and he wants to make sure he can actually get to this base a little bit easier. But either way, WhiteRa is definitely going to get up a massive economy of his own in the face of Cloud's very quick 3 orbitals. But there is the robo going down. He definitely's got that at a perfect time to make sure that observers can be out. You can see that warp gate's been very, very delayed. It's almost 8 minutes in, and that will be when his gateways can actually become warp gates, which is very unconventional for tosses. Usually you want to get that warp gate ASAP. Now you see Cloud has got basically a full wall. There might be one zealot can maybe get into that part, but that's fine. It's still following them incredibly well. I can't exactly build a supply depot or something to, or select the building to try and see if there is there, but you can see that there is that tiny gap in between those circles. Actually, no, I'm going to quickly just take off the status. I usually try and do that beforehand, but I just forgot to. Not a big deal. Just going to go ahead and miss 5 seconds. It's going to be 5 seconds longer than it could have been. I don't think it's a big deal at all. But still, we do have the Nexus down here. We've got all of the warp gates going down. You can see WhiteRa is now getting out of Forge, too. So you can get out those very quick upgrades, which is definitely be a nice thing to do. Might be enough to put Cloud a little bit behind in that respect. You can see Cloud's... Oh, wait, never mind. Cloud's got double engineering base, so Cloud's going to get out his own upgrades faster than WhiteRa, who only has a single Forge. And that could actually potentially be the downfall of WhiteRa. And yes, if he's playing for a build where he can get faster +3 armor than the upgrades of Cloud, then his entire game plan could be a little bit worse for wear, to say the least. You can see right now he's taking a look at this attack, but Cloud could easily push up to this top over here or down here. But the problem is with this frontal assault, Cloud's also very vulnerable. Well, actually, he's going to pull back and scan the observer. But the point that I was trying to make was that Cloud's vulnerable to a surround from either end. WhiteRa has this base, he has this pylon, then he's got these guys down here. You can easily go for a full-on surround. But right now, WhiteRa's got these 3 sentries, stalkers, and an immortal to help the DPS to hit these guys. And that's a very expensive armies with that, especially with that immortal in there. If he can get his sentries over there trying to do a bit of damage, they'll be great, but it looks like he'll just pick off a single Marine. Stalker's got a couple kills. We have another Stalker over here, actually, looking for those drops. That's a very interesting move by WhiteRa, but this one Marine, maybe the money Marine to get in to see the scout, but he, if WhiteRa is warped in a single Stalker, that will not do anything, but he does have a Twilight Council. You can see his Forge has just started the armor. Nothing crazy in that respect. Take a look at the upgrades for Cloud. They are getting closer and closer to being done. We're having the first set of medevacs out in the field, and this probe is now moving out. Probably going to go ahead and take the watchtower, look up the front, try and see if there's going to be a third base or something, but you can see that the factory will just happily scout, and there we have this command center. Maybe it'll finally take the third down here. Yep, it will. It'll be landing over here. And look at the size. Oh my god, the size of that production bar from Cloud is huge. I'm actually taking away the food count so you actually see what's in the production bar, but I'll be bringing that up in a second again because it seems like it should be going down because we just can't produce that much for so very long. We already see the WhiteRa's actually getting down his Warp Prism, his patented Warp Prism, so he can do those drops, and there it is. He can easily put in those Zealots. They do not have charge, but as you can see, charge has begun. This is something that WhiteRa is such a fan of, those charge lots, the Warp Prism harass, and just happily darting around in those respects. We'll bring back the food now. You can see that over here, the 2-2 has begun for Cloud, which is really gearing up for a hugely powerful army of just normal standard bio units. WhiteRa, it doesn't even have his second armor started. He only has the +1 finished. So not only is WhiteRa now even on armor, but he's behind in attack. And that's really bad when you're going for mass upgrades. He's still going to have a very nice basic army behind the upgrades with the charge lots, with the high Templar, and the capacity to get out Colossi with the fact that his robo is there, but we do see the drop is happening right now as these Zealots are pushing forward. We see that not very many kills have actually happened. He's only killed off 1 SCV. Now we see a lot more Zealots coming in, but with these units down here, WhiteRa may end up using a lot of units. Right now he's taking out a nice chunk of SCVs. He was trying to target down the Ghost Cannon, but it's a wasted a couple hundred damage that not going to be able to really do anything. See the Zealots are pushing forward, but the 1-1 of those Marauders can make them tank everything. But still, WhiteRa has now killed 10 SCVs. So actually that ends up being worth it, even though he doesn't have to do much. He's actually going to go for another attack down here. Pylons being built directly inside for everything. Now we have more zealots moving forward. WhiteRa trying to do something with the bringing of those guys. Maybe they wasn't expecting this base to be here or something, but that's still a weird thing to do, to build that pylon and give Cloud time to go ahead and harass that part. We see this one zealot's going to move forward and meet its death as it's going to go ahead, concuss with shells in its face, and it dies. But still, WhiteRa's going to go ahead and push up to the front, try and take down this third. He did do a nice bit of economic damage up the top. You can see actually also that his War Prism's still here, still dropping out over there, while he's going to push forward and attack in this area. You can see a lot of Marauders and Marines are going to be tied up in this way. We have a couple nice force fields going there, but we do see that the Medivacs and those Marauders will clean up that area while these guys are pushing out here. But oh, two Immortals, very, very vulnerable, very expensive units, are getting hit hard. Cloud's actually about to have the 2-2. WhiteRa only has the +1 armor. He's very behind in the upgrades, and he cannot go against his forces with that kind of upgrade disadvantage. See, right now his +2 armor is halfway done. His +1 attack is about to complete. We have more zealots attacking in the back over here. It's being very, very scrappy with all these zealots just attacking everywhere. You can see them doing more and more damage, taking on SCVs, but there are still Medivacs here healing SCVs as they get hit. But look at the energy of these Medivacs. Almost nothing. This one Medivac actually has energy. His War Prism's getting hit by the Vikings, so his War Prism's not going to be able to survive very long. There it does go down. Zealot is still there, going to try and attack. You see WhiteRa pushing in with even more Zealots to hit an entire army without an economy. You see WhiteRa's going to use this one SCV, was one Zealot to attack those SCVs. Nice little bit of target firing there, so you can guarantee some damage, but yeah, they will get that last one. He actually will barely actually get it, so nice pick off by WhiteRa. But you can see in the end, he's lost a lot. He might have invested too much, to be honest. Right now, you can see still 52 SCVs, more Zealots are going down everywhere. This one Zealot's working on taking out those rocks for interesting. And then we have this one Stalker down here. But still, look at the upgrades from Cloud. He's at 2-2 now. He's actually researching his 3-3. His upgrades are perfect, to be honest, absolutely perfect. And WhiteRa, if you look at the units lost tab, has lost a ton more than Cloud. Cloud's been incredibly cost efficient and effective with his units. You can basically assume that that base is up there because of this factory that's slid around and getting hit by the Stalker. But seriously, WhiteRa is back up to the food count. Looks like he's actually making a switch to Colossi, which is very, very smart. The upgrades are really, really strong. He's got Templar, but there's no actually Psystorm yet. So even though he had the Templar Archives faster than the Robo Bay or anything, he's actually going to go for the Colossi before the High Templar. If he had the Psystorm already, I'd be a little bit less fearful for him right now, because this army is moving forward. We have a 20 food lead for Cloud, and he's behind 20 workers. There's a 40 food army lead for Cloud. That really makes me worried for WhiteRa. You can see his fourth base is being taken right now. Whoops, my mouse goes a little haywire. But now we keep moving forward. All these units are trying to find the right position, but there's just so much from Cloud. Oh, this is not going to be good for WhiteRa. He's getting decimated. Superior upgrades for Cloud. You can see that the Marauders moving forward are going to take down one Colossus. And look at the army that's left for Cloud. WhiteRa is now down 30 food, and this is going to be the death of his army. This one Colossus is by itself. If there are only storms, if there were only some storms around here, you can see that those Zealots are moving and everything. We see some kiting from those top units. So the Medivacs are all here, but they do not have much energy left. The only thing that's going to matter, though, they're going to get Vision to kill off the Colossus. The Marauders will take it down so very quickly, but WhiteRa's reinforcing with a lot of charge lots, but they're getting hit before they come out, and Ghosts are here, and Ghosts destroy charge lots with the amount of damage they do against light units. So much damage. That's really unfortunate for WhiteRa, because now Cloud's got this entire army over here, and this is looking a little bit rough. There's another. They're going to reinforce each other and move in. WhiteRa's not even able to use this base up here. It's got one guy mining from that gas. And it's, oh no, the probe train's got to pull back. It's actually not even a train. It's just 5. It's like one car of a train is being occupied with probes moving forward to the top. But now Cloud has his 3-3. WhiteRa, if you look at these Zealots, he's at 2-2. He's getting his army going, his upgrades going down, but still he's so far behind. He's gonna be able to hit his army piecemeal, go get nice actually surround, but he just might not have enough. Cloud's got so many. We can see him here. We got the armies engaging in this angle. We got nice surround, but Vikings are on the field. There's just too much bio. There's no other way around it. I honestly don't see how WhiteRa can come back from this. He's got 100 food deficit, and there it is. GG gets called. So we are going to be having WhiteRa getting taken out for the first game. Now Cloud's going to take a nice lead 1-0 in a best of 5. He's got a nice position entering this next game with that 1-0 comfortable lead. It's just overwhelmingly advantageous in the best of 5 to win that first game. So it was a great game for game number 1, with just some solid upgrade play from Cloud. That's the best thing I can emphasize, is upgrades and the fact he had 3 really, really quick orbital commands. So we're going to go into game number 2 and see what happens. Thank you guys very much for watching.